it's the start of the new year, and winter is the perfect time for baking. But with so many baking pans to choose from, it can be overwhelming to get started. In this video, I want to focus on essential baking equipment. With just a few baking tools, you can make a wide variety of recipes this season. I'm Micaela, creator of the Kitchenlister online cooking tool. I love to bake, and because so many people consider it too hard to do, baked goods are always well received at gatherings or for gifts. Plus, it doesn't need to be fancy. It takes little effort to make foods that taste better and are healthier than the average store-bought goods or those made from mixes. First, I want to make an exciting announcement. Kitchenlister has officially launched, and I hope you'll give it a try. You can read more about it at kitchenlister.com, where you'll be able to get started with a free account. So let's get to specifics. If you're only going to buy one baking pan, a baking sheet should be your first priority. Also known as sheet pans, they are versatile and inexpensive. Really, you should have one even if you never plan to bake. Why? Because baking sheets work great for roasting pans, freezer trays, and nachos. But back to baking. You can easily use them instead of cookie sheets. Just be a little careful when removing delicate cookies, because you can't just slide them right off the pan. Baking sheets are also great for baking or toasting anything you want to spread out. Granola, nuts, or flatbreads. Any free-form bread dough can be baked on a baking sheet instead of a baking stone. You can even make pizza, as long as you don't mind that it's rectangular. Some recipes call for a jellyroll pan. A baking sheet will almost always suffice. For me, one of the most essential uses is directly underneath my pie plate when I'm baking a pie. The preheated pan conducts heat to help ensure a nicely browned bottom crust. Now, most of the time, I don't recommend having multiples of the same kitchen gadget, unless you really know you'll use them a lot. But having two baking sheets makes a lot of sense. After all, ovens have two racks, so it's more efficient to be able to cook larger quantities at one time. Or if one tray is in the freezer, I still have another one available for roasting veggies. So what other baking pans are essential? Well, we want to focus on things that baking sheets can't do. We need a baking pan for dough that can't be shaped and needs rigid sides. Think bread pans, muffin tins, or cake pans. Decide which one based on what you like to eat the most. If you prefer individual portions, go for the muffin tin. Same goes for pie, tart, and tartlet pans. Choose one and adapt the recipes as needed. Or better yet, most pies and tarts can be adapted to make galettes, which only require a baking sheet. The kind of baking pan you use will affect the thickness and shape of whatever you're baking. Adapt the recipe accordingly and learn how to tell when something's done. For breads and cakes, make sure a toothpick or knife inserted near the center comes out clean. For pies and other desserts with fruity fillings, make sure the juices are thickly bubbling and the crust is nicely browned. There's only one other baking utensil that I consider to be essential: a heat-resistant silicone spatula. There's really no other way to scrape all of the dough or batter out of the pan, and springing for heat-resistant just makes sense, because it allows you to use the same spatula for your everyday cooking. Other useful baking utensils include a whisk, a wooden spoon, a pastry brush, again by silicone, and a flat spatula. These are not essential. You can often just get by with silverware, but you'll find that all of these utensils are useful for your everyday cooking anyway. Today, I hope I've inspired you to give baking a try. There are lots of recipes out there that are little more than mix and bake. Look for muffins, quick breads, brownies, and simple cake and cookie recipes. I'll continue to upload videos about essential kitchen gadgets and videos about seasonal cooking, so subscribe to my channel to learn more. And be sure to check out kitchenlister.com to create your free account. I can't use prompts. 2 racks. So it sounds funny that I'm saying 2 racks.
They do have 2 racks.
There are lots of recipes out there. There are little... I can't even talk now. Little more. I forgot the rest of the list because I didn't expect to get that far.
You're fearing the YouTube comments, so you're doing some quick research there.
Yes.
Galette.
Galette. Okay, so
Galettes, you bitch. Let me Google that for you.